Okay, well, hi, my name is Judy, and I'm here with Kristen at Knowles Hair and Wellness because obviously I have alopecia. Most people think that I'm sick, but I'm not sick. I'm very healthy. I'm just bald. I have alopecia universalis, pretty much. I don't have hair on. I have total hair loss on my head, and I don't have any eyebrows. I have a little bit of eyelashes. The nice thing is I don't have to shave my legs. But Ricky and Christian asked me to tell my story, and my hair started falling out when I was 21, and that was 1981, so that tells you my age. But it really started off in little small patches, just little small. So I had alopecia areata, and 81, they just assumed, oh, she has bad nerves or something, so they tried some of everything. My mother was a beautician from back in the day, so let's do ultraviolet light, and let's put this horrible smelling hair grease on it, like sulfurate. And then the last straw for me was when she wanted to put Glover's mange on my hair, and that's what they put on dogs. And I just like, okay, this is kind of the last straw for me. Let's just go get a wig. But even before that, I'd gone to a dermatologist, and there's really right now there's no cure for it. I think there's treatments, but the treatment that I got was cortisone injections into the bald spots. So I thought I probably had maybe 8 or so bald spots at the time, and they were small, like the size of a dime. So I thought, oh, I'll go to the dermatologist and they'll stick one needle shot in each spot. Well, what they do is, here's the spot, and they're gonna like stick like I don't know how many needle shots in your head. And I think I had maybe 2 treatments of that. And I also tried the prednisone. I probably gained 15 pounds in 2 weeks. If you've ever been on prednisone, I look like, Morocco mole with fat cheeks, and it was ridiculous. And then the side effects. So at some point I decided, okay, enough is enough. I'd rather be healthy and bald and just go get a wig. Who knew? Wigs, just a standard wig was all I knew. You go to a wig store, you pay $19, maybe $35 at the time. I was still in college, so I didn't have money I never even heard of custom hair, so I didn't even know what that was. All I knew was what was in the shop. What was in the shop was, if you can see the size of my head, it's like a peanut. So the wigs were horribly big, hot, thick, and there was no way for them to stay on my head. There was no tape, or I didn't know anything about that, and they just didn't make them where there was even a spot where it could stick to your head. So I had to put a stocking cap on my head, then put a wig on, and it was horrible. It was hot, it was uncomfortable, I was miserable, and I didn't have any self-esteem. When you lose your hair, for me, it did not help my self-esteem at all, and I would never let anyone see me bald, so I would constantly keep that wig on my head. I even at sometimes, I didn't want anybody to see me, and I'd sleep in it, and just horrible. And I just remember one time trying to cook something, cooking with a wig, and you got a stocking cap, you have a wig that doesn't breathe, and I think at the time they were synthetic. So you open the oven, and my hair literally like melted in the front. So I've been dealing with loss of hair since 1981. I've done the wigs in the store, and I had to like take them up on the side and try to sew them, and I try to get someone to cut it to kind of shape my face a little bit. Never satisfied. I used to just always feel like just an old lady with just this helmet on my head. And then I tried hand-tied wigs. I've tried everything, and there was even someone that approached me with some sort of hard skull thing that goes on your head. Vacuum. That just vacuum, but it was like hard, and that was just something I couldn't deal with either. It's been a process. So the first time I ever heard about even a custom wig, it was years ago in Chicago. And there was a little girl on television, and I think she had burned, and these people said they made custom made wigs, and that was the first time ever I had even heard about custom wigs. And I started wearing them then, ever since, and I want to say that was probably 95 or so. And they're very, very, they were very expensive, but for me it was worth it to have something that looked a little more realistic. But as the years have gone by, I mean, you still couldn't really get exactly what you wanted. It was still trial and error with putting it on, taking it off, how much would I wear it. It's just kind of been a big ordeal, a big process through the years. And I guess here it is, 2012, and I'm here with Ricky Knowles. Okay, so let me tell you first how I came to Ricky Knowles, because it's kind of a funny story. I've known Kristen for a while just through her work that she does with lymphedema patients, and I'm a therapist myself, so that's how I know her. But she came in after she did that process on, and you guys probably saw it, where she shaved her head, and then she came in to our clinic one day and she was like, I have on a wig, and I was like, nah, that's your hair. And anyway, so it looked very, very realistic, and I looked at her hair, I almost started crying because it looked so realistic. So I said, well, I'm gonna try it. So I came and I told him that I'm lazy and I don't like bothering with my hair every day, because if you're bald, you ought to have some advantages that you don't have to get up every day and do all this drama. I like to comb my hair, and it sits on the dresser at night, and it's nice and pretty, and when I get up in the morning I can put my hair on. So he made this for me, and if you could feel it, I wish you could feel it. It feels so silky and soft, and I've had it for a week, and it fits wonderful. My head can breathe. I don't feel like I'm going to go outside and like the wind is going to take it off and it's going to go flowing down the street, which that has happened to me in the past when I had to wear wigs from the store that I had a wig on and the stocking cap, and what do? You can't use a bobby pin to hold it on, so my wig went like flying down the street. I was mortified. But this doesn't happen, and this is just me for real. I get up in the morning and I washed it last night and I just let it dry, and so normally when I get up I put tape on it to hold it, because there's no bobby pins happening here. So I just put the tape on it, and then because I'm a little lazy, I just can shake it, and I'm just gonna put it on for you. And since I've been wearing hair for a long time, it's not a lot of trouble for me to put it on. But normally I put new tape on it in a couple of strategic spots in the back, in the front, and on the sides that I like to put my tape. And then I just kind of put it on. And this is what I do. I just kind of shape it to my head, on in the back. And Kristen said, do you need a comb or brush? And I think I probably told you in the beginning I'm a little bit lazy. So my mother always accused me, even as a little girl, of only combing my hair once a day, and that was probably even a stretch. So things haven't changed years later. My mother's probably still not happy. But anyway, this is pretty much all I do, and it's on. And the nice thing about it, it has a curl to it, but if I wanted it straight, I could blow dry it and do some other things with it. But I just didn't. And it's great because in Houston with the humidity, and if I don't have to have a really bad hair day, I really don't have to have a really bad hair day, which is nice. And then I can shake it and it's not going to come off my head. It's nice, you know, if you want to take a little tug, it doesn't just fly off my head. And so I love it. I love it. It's feels great. Wish you could feel it.